out an elder was not faithful in returning the tithes.
Yes. Okay, church board. Church board found it.
Then, can a church board find out an elder who are not willing to return their tithes?
Actually, the treasurer usually give their information. The church treasurer. That's why, as the elections process come, the pastors who will become the chair of the nominating committee, they need to consult with the treasurer, church treasurer, to find the list of the names who are faithful in stewardship. So here, the pastors need to mark that one. So when everyone name passed as a nominee, somebody give the name as a nominee for the church officers, the pastors need to comment. Okay, all of these names are okay for the stewardship faithfulness. If not, they have to mention, I'm sorry, this name was not faithful. So take down the name. That has to be prepared by the chair of the nominating committee, the pastors.
Okay, more on clarification. Do we ordain a single or unmarried elected elder or deacon or deaconesses? Can we conduct ordination to them?
Yeah,
Unmarried.
thank you. There is a qualifications in 1 Timothy 3, 1 to 7 for elders, 8 to 13 to deacons and deaconesses. Yeah, deacons included deaconesses, that they must have a family model. If they are married, then their family life has to be a model. But if they still young, their personal life is their family. So it will be stand as a model. If you are elected, whether you are still young, not married yet, then you are entitled to be ordained. Because the elections is a package. That's why nominating committee need to check everything. If it is approved by the committee, nominating committee, recommend to the business meeting, and it is approved or accepted by the church, you have no right not to ordain them. You have to ordain them, though they are single. There are many places, there are young elders representing young person, young people group, because they are good in the leadership, and they also good stand as a model in their spiritual lives. They are still young. They have many young people there, so they are elected as an elder, especially for the young people.
Brethren, if you remember, I think many years back, may not be that many years, but if you remember, there was a time in the South Philippine Union Conference that we recommend to its church to elect an elder for youth. So we have elder for youth, and those elder for youth, they were also ordained. So it means they are not yet married, but we ordained in the church. So it's not a matter if you are married or not, because we have already recommended for elder for youth, and we do that in the past years.
But if they have a family, then the nominating committee need also to check the life of their family to stand as a model. Okay? One more please, ma'am.
Pastor, sometimes we misunderstood about doing what is serving in our church. So, like for example, in presiding, as a presiding elder or officer, can and ordain leader to preside the program in the hour of service in the hour of worship. And also the intercessory, something like that. Okay? And ordain meaning not ordain. Can we do a presider or as also an intercessory and reading the tithes there without an ordination?
First,
Sada na
aspect,
ang question, no?
I hope that we can settle these issues. The next time, the future, there will be no more term of unordained elder or unordained deacons. Actually, that's not what written in the manual. Like our pastors here mentioned that if you are not ordained, then you are not an elder. You are not an elder. You can be called as a church leaders only. Church leaders only. Okay, so we hope we can settle this in the future. And second thing, for me, as long as you are a model, you keep your spiritual life as a model. For me, there's no problem if you are a presider, as a presiding leaders. Though you are not an elder, as long as you maintain your spiritual level. Unless maybe, this is my understanding, unless for the pastoral prayer. Yeah, we have pastoral prayer, right? We have in our divine services, we have pastoral prayer. For the pastoral prayer, my understanding, it should be done or over either by the
Prayer
pastors
ba?
or the
May sunod-sunod.
pastors
Nang kami
or
itang
the elders.
magwali na ang kan. Mama na ang pastoran. Na ina ni balibad.
Actually, if you are only a regular member, for me, this is my personal understanding, what I read about the worship services. Actually, the pastoral prayer should be offered by either pastor or elder. Or deacons, because it was,
Wala.
they are a
Deacons na dahil pwede magkuhan diyan na ba? Deacons o kana mag-pray ba sa kanang before sa sa divine service. Dili di ka pwede makatawag lang og mga tao lang nga kuhan.
in the principles of worship.
Ah,
Pastor,
Okay?
follow up, Pastor.
Okay.
Follow up. Is it really needed for the pastoral prayer? Is it really needed that he is the pastor?
The church leaders,
Church
pastors,
pastor.
elders, or deacons or deaconesses.
Okay, very clear. Now the next question. This is all about ordination. As I know, there should be an approval of the church board before the elder, the deacons, or the deaconess will be ordained.
Okay.
So is it really needed to have a church board approval before they will be ordained?
Is there written in the church manual?
My question is it really needed, Pastor?
Okay. I explained a little explanations before I answer. Which body which elect the church board? Nominating committee, right? So nominating committee approved by the business meeting is the highest authority body with the highest authority in the local church. Okay? Based on the church manual, once you are elected by the nominating committee, accepted by the business meeting or by the church, then it is already as a package. The ordination must follow. No need for the approval again by the church board. Okay? No need for the approval of the church board to be ordained. Yeah, I heard in some places the church board do not willing to ordain these elders, these deacons, because according to them, they are not qualified. How come they say it is not qualified by the church board, which is already accepted or approved by the church at the beginning through the elections process? How come we say, how come the lower body what is the term? To override the decisions of the higher body, the highest body of the church. That's why it is already here. Elections and ordinations is a package. That's why the screening should be done very carefully in the nominating committee.
napangutana na to.
Nominating.
Nga dina nga katong elder ka. Ay
Again,
jakunisa ka na o dinahan na ka
practice
na
that we we have in
Pagka
the past.
Japonisan ni mo, elder ni mo,
That is wrong.
ay niya ka ng pwede naman papaghapon. Kapangutanan na ito ganyan.
It took them about 10 years before to become an elder. Because they are elected to the deacons also. So, it took for a long
Ano, sa
time.
Japono man to siya.
But when we read through the
Japono man to niya, na elder naman siya.
find the manual, then there should be approval of the church board, then present it to the body, and present it to the mission, and even before, when the elder is already voted in the church as an elder, we seek for the approval of the board, then even action of the executive committee of the mission so that they will be ordained. But that is not there. We are just trying to make our own policy. That is not in our church manual. Again, we wrong to that, and we just simply follow what is the church manual and the elders manual that we have in the church. So I think, again, we are sorry for that. We are wrong to that. It was with a good intention, but the good intention is not good enough. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, there are some maybe misunderstanding before, but let us try to put our plans, our activities on the track, based on the manual. Yes, Elder.
I have a problem because I am a retired minister. 2003, I retired as a minister of this church, but I did not lost my credential because the conference is giving my credential. And so there are some churches that requested me to ordain their elders in their local church. I said, why don't you go to the conference? We have too many active ordained ministers there.
Yeah.
Is that part of my denial sa my responsibility as an ordained minister that I rejected the request to ordain their elders in the local church? Please help me.
Okay. For the retired pastor, ordained ministers, their ordination continue with them. The ordinations continue with them. But in order for them to officiate some activities for the ordinations or weddings, they need to receive commissions or what from the union. There are two kinds.
Ay,
for
pataglabay dyan,
only
kay Sabado
for
na ba
some,
ugma?
occasions,
Magsimba ugma.
there will be an approval
Wala yung manglimpyo
to
karon.
decisions of the union or the local conference, but everything will be from the union. So that this all, this pastor,
Punita na imong sagbot. Punita na dana ilabay sa gawas.
These kinds of things.
Oh.
That is
Isa na.
based on the request
Punita.
for occasions. But on the other side,
Balay ni sa
request of the
Ginoo.
union, based on the needs
Wala naman.
of the field,
No more naman.
Our pastors and elders who are here in NCMC, you still lack of
Gunitin
ordained
yun.
ministers here.
Pujuta na.
I think the
Pujuta.
conference will need to propose
Ubi sa mama.
request to the
Masuko si
union.
Jesus. Pujuta na ilabay sa gawas. Kay
And
sabat
give
karon dili
pastor
pwede mo
elders
limpyo ang
the
sa Sabado. Sige na ko ah.
credential. It will last for a
Punita sa
certain period.
Punita.
They can decide that
Punita,
the
punita.
honorary credential
Sabado
of
karon wala
pastor
mo limpyo
so
na
and
unya
so
diha.
in the ID
Sabat ugma.
from they say from now until 31st December of
Pujuta na. Ano
2025
mo nang gidala diri?
because the needs of the field, because the ordinations, the authority are still there. So there is two provisions that we have in the manual. By occasions, the request, but for me, since we still lack of ordained ministers, since we still have some retired pastors, and they're still willing to serve, they still have in a good health to go from one place to another. Why don't we just submit your request to the union through the conference to the union for this honorary credential of our retired pastors. We need them. We still need them. But we have a regulations. So we're not violating the regulations, but we need to follow them.
Additional, the retired minister does not have the license from the government to solemnize, we cannot solemnize.
Yes, yeah, not have license. So the same way. But for me, my understanding, based on the ratio of the number of the pastors and ordained ministers in this conference, I would like to suggest Pastor Jay bring it to the committee and CMC to recommend to the union to request honorary credential for our pastors, our retired pastors, so that they can assist us.
The retired minister is under the ministerial department, still under the ministerial department. And the ministerial department of the union is also, it's only just waiting for the recommendation of the local conference and mission for the retired pastors to be honorary credential. They can, through the recommendation, the union will make action to commission them that they can still baptize, they can still solemnize marriage if they will be given the honorary membership. The union will facilitate for the license of the retired minister. That is why we don't give honorary members or ordained pastors who just come to the ministerial office in the union. We just ask them to first go back to the conference because it cannot be good to say this way that there are some pastors who are ordained, they are no longer some kind of following what is the procedures and the policies that we have in the church. Some pastors, retired pastors, there are some retired pastors but still very active. The solemnized marriages, which is not in harmony to the doctrinal beliefs that we have according to our policy. So we don't give them anymore the honorary membership or honorary credential. But to those pastors who still continue to be obedient to the policies of the church, we give them. So we just come pastor to the local conference and we will be willing to process it, everything, so long there is a recommendation from the local mission and conferences to all pastors in Mindanao.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to suggest Pastor Jerry to itemize the number of the retired pastors in this conference who are staying here in this area. And you can approach them if they are willing to
Katupong mo sa pastor Pumanes.
Ay, kato siya. Ay, kato siya may explain ba? Sabtan kayo na po.
then you can request
Kasi nalibog mo siya may explain.
and then put it in your recommendations.
Di mag-represent
Yeah.
naman ng bisa
So that anytime the church needs the services, they will need to request again and again. Because
Ito man ang speaker na to sa laking masig.
okay.
Good afternoon, Pastor. This is just
Mo din dili kay siya kung may explain kay kuan din na siya kanang gikan sa gawas ba. Dili din na siya, usa dili sa Pinoy.
address to a certain elder, which is not
Oh, Pinoy naong lagi.
He's serving for
Ay,
many
mga
years.
Indonesian na yung mga may Pinoy. Malaysia.
Foreigner ba? Foreigner din.
It happened that he is not already elected that year, so he's not already serving as a leader. The question is, what is the proper address of that elder, that person, as a respect to all
One not
him?
elected,
He's
one
not-
not elected
Who
already.
is not already elected,
Yeah.
but he is serving for many years as
Yes.
elder.
Yeah. Once you are not elected as an elder, you still have your ordinations as an elder, as long as you keep your faith. But you will be called brothers. There is no former elders terminology or ex-elders or something like that. If you are not elected as an elder, then you are not an elder. So you call him brother or sister if they are a woman. That's it.
That is a clarification, Pastor, in order not to mean, maybe he will be insulted sometimes because he is already respected as an elder. But I will not tell about the story of that person. I'm just asking what is the proper address because that is very brother.
Okay, wait a minute. Since the question was asked, I will just stand for a while and explain to you how it is. In the ministerial council that we have last February, we
kung dili nga
have
tamay
this
wala na.
recommendation.
No.
It's not been approved in the union,
Oh.
but we want it approved in the executive committee. We are making guidelines today. That all church members
Kuan lang ka kanang
church
brother na
in
dahil
South Philippine Union Conference, we call each other inside the church
wala
as
mo
brother and
ka-elected.
sister.
Pero pud maklaro sila. Kaya nag-speak pa sila nga ordinado ba ako ni. Diba?
You are a
Christian
believer
po ni. Dako nga po na siya ang idea nga makatabang kay mag-speak kay siya nga unsa man jud ko na ordinahan naman ko niya wala man ko na-elected. Kasi tawag na ako ani ana bitaw. Sakto gyapon.
Inside the church, we are brother and sister. But if he will be introduced as speaker in the church, then we probably say our speaker this morning is Brother Salada, our a lawyer or an engineer or a supervisor in the weekend or something like that. But the address is brother. And we even suggest that inside the church, if you are an elder, you will be called still brother. But if you are introduced, if you are a speaker or you have some part, if the presider chooses to introduce you as our presider of the hour of worship is brother so-and-so, our church elder. Our speaker this morning is our elder of the church, brother so-and-so. So,
Oh, magkuan ka na ka mapasbaki magasi
brother, sister, if you are an elected elder of the church, you are called brother. But when you are introduced, you will be introduced as brother so-and-so, the first elder of our church. Or our speaker this morning is our elder of the church, brother so-and-so. There is no more our speaker this morning is Dr. so-and-so. No. It should be like this. Our speaker this morning is brother so-and-so, a medical doctor. Our speaker this morning is sister so-and-so, a deacon supervisor. He has worked as a deacon supervisor. So that is like that. So there is no more forget our titles in the church. That is what our recommend. I don't know if you agree, but that is what we are trying to have some action in the executive committee.
Ma,
So
tapos
it's
singot ba,
always
be?
brothers and sisters,
Ma.
and only pastor. The only title we can hear in the church is the pastor. So that is what our recommendation. And there will be no more something, kurang taas ko kay Dr. Mango, taas ko kay supervisor, engineer ko, no. In the church, we are all brothers and sisters. You can even introduce the pastor. Our speaker this morning is our pastor. He is our brother in Christ. You know, that's the problem. You see? So, that is what we would like to recommend. I hope that will be approved in the Union Executive Committee and that will be applied throughout the South Philippine Union Conference. So, wala tayong taas ng mga brother, sister. Wala tayong tinatawag mo og si ma'am. Kanang si ma'am, okay na nakita-kita na. Pero, kung mag-address kami sa church, brother. Siguro, sa August, kinahan yung katawag niya na doktor, okay. Kinawag yung katawag niya, attorney, okay. Philippine Church, he is introduced as Brother so-and-so Aduya. So, not to equal everybody in the church, that we are all brothers and sisters in the church. There is neither above nor below in the church. We are all equal in the second door. Brethren, we are already 5:40. We must have because we still have.
Last pastor.
Yes.
If one member of the church, he is the only one member of a local church, and the rest of his family is not a member, is he qualified to be elected as a deacon based on our manual?
Again, if he is a member for your church, and if your nominating committee will nominate him, choose him to become a deacon, and after it is presented to the church with clear readings and the local church accept it, then he can serve as your deacon. Because there will be three readings, and each of the three readings is for the church member to bring the body of the person, or if there is someone who opposes because of an issue.
Yes, Pastor. Because it is confusion as of my based on myself. Because the rest of my family, I am the only one SDA of the church. So the rest of my family, which is, we are 11 now. But I'm very sorry that I am only the SDA. So I was elected as a deacon. So is it, my question, likewise, my question is, I am qualified to be a deacon.
It's no problem. You are, it does not mean that if your brothers and sisters, your parents is not having this, your relatives is not having this, you are not qualified to become a leader of the church or to become an officer of the church. It doesn't matter. Yeah. And this probably your wife and children is not an having this, then the church will consider. But if the church will consider to lead you and the bodies at home, they are going to serve. Because it's the congregation that both of you to serve in that position. Brethren, we are already
Dili day ba siya nimo kung akong mga ginikanan, no? Then ako, pero kung anak nimo,
Okay, at this point, okay, so now, lively the presentation with Dr. Pastor Wendell. So we're happy and thankful to all of you. And nanindog naman din po, nakasabot na din po ni Ene and using San Fernando Pastor Wendell. They are very happy and they are very much eager now to attend the program to prepare for our whisper. They are ready, they stand already. So we give thanks to Pastor Wendell and Pastor Elvin. Brethren, I hope that you will inform some elders and officers, the deacon and deaconess of your districts to please come tomorrow. To please come tomorrow. Because kung unsa man ni dasig ang atong natunan karon, many more topics that will be discussed tomorrow. Right, Pastor? Okay, so ato ni tabangan sa grasyas Ginoo ang panalangin sa grasyas Ginoo kanto nabangan. Okay, so at this point, para maka-energize kamo tanan, Pastor Wendell Mandula, nadugtungan niya kata, what song is that, Pastor?
ako ni send sa indahan.
I'm so glad. So, shall we stand and shall we humbly request Ma'am Daban or Sister Daban to please